What exactly happened to this film? It was delayed for a fuck ton of months, and usually, from my perspective, delays are good, unless you're aliens, colonial marines. And it's got a great fucking director who's proven himself time and time again that he can make great fucking movies. I mean, A Beautiful Mind, that's one of those movies that sticks with you. It's so good. That's a certain kind of good movie. And it's got a great goddamn premise behind it. I mean, the story that inspired Moby Dick, one of the greatest American novels of all time, said my teacher and dad. That sounds like it just print money, wouldn't it? Well, it sounds like it would be a good movie. But when you see In the Heart of the Sea, you'll probably know from what I'm getting at here. To burst your bubble right now for any anticipation of if this movie's good or not, this movie's not good. I'm saying that now. It's not good. It's not a good movie. I can get into extreme detail from like shot to shot why it's not good, but that would be a long fucking review. And I'm trying to make one that's like 5 minutes here, so bear with me. I'm just gonna get through the big fucking problems here. This story, it's being told from the perspective of some guy who tells events that he hasn't seen yet. That's like a little nitpick, but after I thought about it more, that's a pretty big fucking problem. How the fuck does this guy, who's a grown up Tom Holland after he was on the whaling ship, know like personal events of Chris Hemsworth's character? He's not Chris Hemsworth. How the fuck does he know about like his baby on the way and his fucking dad running away on him and shit? How does he know that? He is barely spending time with the fucking dude. Did they talk on the boat? Because the amount of time they spent on this fucking boat, they don't even look like they talk to each other. I don't fucking know. It's one of those little gripes that they look over that I totally notice, and it's pretty goddamn big. Another fucking thing wrong with this story. It's so fucking boring. And eventually, when the damn whale shows up and shit gets good, after like maybe the ending of the first act and the beginning of the second act, somewhere around there, the whale leaves and it gets so boring again. Very, very fucking boring. Holy shit. And here's an enigma to me. It gets boring and slow paced, but it's also very fast paced, and you can barely catch up with what the fuck's happening. Here's another goddamn gripe, and here's a major gripe with this damn fucking film. It's so fast. You barely fucking notice what's happening sometimes because they jump from point A to point B so fucking quick until they're to point Z. In like 30 minutes. It feels like they could have wrapped this entire thing up because it's so boring, but it also feels like they could have not wrapped it up in 30 minutes because it's so fucking fast. How the fuck does that happen? How the hell do they have a boring ass movie that feels like it takes a long time, but is also wrapped up so quick? I don't know how they did that. Maybe that's a true beauty of this movie. It's wrapped up so quick, but it takes so slow to get wrapped up. Kind of like one of the Hobbit movies. That's pretty much the main problem with this story. You can barely catch up with what the hell's going on because they always fucking change locations over and over again, and the characters' motivations always change for every single area they go to. And speaking of the characters, I'll give credit where credit's due. I'm done talking about the story. Here's the characters. They have full body transformations. I'll give you this. That is always good in a movie. When an actor commits himself to like losing 160 pounds or some shit, and you can see their cheekbones and ribs, I'll commemorate that. But just because you do that doesn't mean you give a great performance, like acting wise. I mean, some fucking times Chris Hemsworth's accent slips. Sometimes he sounds like fucking one of the Kennedys, and other times he sounds like Thor because his accents always slip. Like most of the damn time, you notice him. He's sometimes yelling as Thor, or sometimes talking with a voice of one of the Kennedys, like Bobby Kennedy. And Tom Holland, you better be a good Spider-Man, because holy shit, dude. Your acting was like wood. I know that's a dick thing to say, but it's true. Some of your dialogue with Chris Hemsworth, whoa, man, you could have did that way better. Here's another fucking problem with this movie. You barely feel emotionally attached to any of these characters because it spends so much time on Chris fucking Hemsworth's character. That's what it does. You barely have any other time to talk with the other characters or feel anything with them. One of them dies. Oh, who the fuck was that again? Even Chris Hemsworth's best friend in the movie? He dies, and I'm like, oh, he was his best friend? And how did I get this information? One of the motherfuckers says it. They were like brothers. You really kill your brother? But they had like a couple fucking scenes of dialogue together. And the captain of the ship, he's an unnecessary asshole because I'm pretty sure Ron Howard needed an antagonist that wasn't a whale. Okay, that's pretty much it. Movie's got way more cons than it does pros. So I'm just gonna give it like a 3. Seriously, this movie's not good. Don't fucking. If you're a huge, huge Ron Howard fan like I am, I wouldn't even watch this. To be honest, I wouldn't even watch that. I would not watch this again. I don't know what it is with Ron Howard. I think he's losing touch with his great filmmaking. Maybe it's age. I don't know. So that's pretty much my main thoughts of this movie. Sometimes it's so nauseatingly shot that I almost wanted to throw up because some of the shots in this movie also are pretty bad. Don't know what it was. Some of them are just bad. Alright, I'm done being super critic here. Toodaloo for now.